Sport is about running and sweating, right? Faster, higher, stronger. That's the original Olympic motto. And yet, the International Olympic Committee officially recognizes chess as a sport. Yes, really. The same organization that celebrates sprinting and gymnastics says that sitting at a board, moving wooden pieces, and thinking really hard counts as a sport. So what's going on here? Is this a technicality, a mistake in the paperwork? Or are we all wrong about what sport actually means? Today I'm looking at this from all angles: the criteria, the physical demands, the global recognition, and some Olympic sports that might surprise you. This is not a simple debate, but by the end you'll have an answer. Let's start with the most basic question. What makes something a sport? According to dictionaries, a sport involves physical contest. Running, jumping, throwing things. But then the Olympics get weird. Shooting, stand still and squeeze a trigger. It's the world's most intense game of don't blink. Archery, angry darts from far away. Curling, shuffleboard on ice while teammates sweep like they're late for work. Equestrian, the horse does all the work while you sit there looking fancy. Congratulations on your medal. What did you do? Well, I sat on Gerald here and he jumped over some stuff. So physical contest is flexible. Olympic level flexible. A better definition: a sport includes physical or mental skill, structured rules, competition, training, and spectator appeal. Notice? Physical exertion isn't mandatory. Even the International Olympic Committee recognizes mind sports like chess, bridge, and Go. Oh, and if you're enjoying this deep dive into what counts as a sport, hit that like or subscribe button. It requires about as much physical exertion as Olympic shooting, so you are practically an athlete now. Congratulations. The IOC has specific criteria. Let's grade chess. Criterion 1. International governance. Check. FIDE has been running the show since 1924. They're basically FIFA but with fewer corruption scandals. Criterion 2. Global reach. Double check. FIDE has 200 plus member nations. You can play chess anywhere on Earth. Try finding a basketball court on Antarctica. But a chessboard? Easy. Here's the interesting part. While FIDE has universal reach, not every country officially recognizes chess as a sport. Over 100 countries officially classify chess as a sport: India, China, Russia, Turkey, France, Germany, Brazil. Then you have the UK, Ireland, US, and Canada. Chess thrives there, but privately. No official sports status. Why? Countries with state-led programs embrace mind sports. Anglo countries stick to tradition. If you're not sweating, you're not sporting. It's like being stuck in a 1950s PE class where the only valid activities involve dodgeball and public humiliation. Criterion 3. Olympic Charter compliance. Check. FIDE promotes fair play, has women's championships, and takes ethics seriously as possible when people keep hiding chess engines in their shoes. Criterion 4. Anti-doping standards. Check. FIDE has anti-doping rules, yes really, but how often are chess players getting random drug tests? Not as often as Olympic swimmers. Chess passes most IOC criteria with flying colors. So why isn't chess in the Olympics? If chess checks all the boxes, why isn't it in the Olympics? The official reason: the IOC says chess lacks sufficient physical component even though it's recognized as a sport. Translation: you're a sport but not sporty enough for the big show. It's like being invited to a party but told to wait outside because you're not wearing the right shoes. The unofficial reasons? Tradition. The Olympics love classic sports, but we've always done it this way. Cool, grandma, but it doesn't make it right. Spectator appeal. Chess isn't as immediately exciting as gymnastics. It's like golf. Either you get it or you're asleep. Politics. Every sport added means another could get out. It's basically Game of Thrones with more tracksuits and fewer dragons. The game stigma. Board game sounds less serious than sport, but bridge has pushed for inclusion. Esports are being discussed. Breakdancing made it into 2024. The definition is evolving. Chess might not be in now, but it doesn't mean it's not a sport. And then the physical debate. Let's tackle the elephant, the physical component. Chess isn't physical. Real sports make you sweat. But here's what happens during high-level chess. Elite players burn 6,000 plus calories per tournament day, comparable to running a marathon. Heart rate spikes to 140 BPM plus. Matches last 6 to 8 hours. Players lose weight during world championships. Magnus works out regularly. Hikaru talks about fitness. Fabiano has a trainer. They're preparing their bodies for extreme mental endurance. Compared to shooting, an Olympic shooter stands still, breathes, pulls the trigger. It's extreme meditation with a gun. Or golf. Walk, swing, walk. John Daly proved you can smoke, drink beer, and still compete professionally. If golf is a sport, so is my walk to the fridge at 2 a.m. Or race walking. That event where people look like they really need to find a bathroom, that's in the Olympics. But chess? Too static. Physical exertion exists on a spectrum. Chess might not be marathon level, but it's not couch gaming either. We are biased toward visible athleticism. If we can't see the sweat, we don't count it. The age question. If chess is just thinking, why don't 50-year-olds dominate? You'd think experience would crush youthful speed. But the current world champion is 18. Most elite players peak in their 20s and 30s. After 40, performance declines. Why? Because chess isn't just thinking. Processing speed, mental stamina, cognitive flexibility, and recovery time decline with age. It's the same reason why 50-year-old marathon runners don't beat 20-year-olds. Compared to actual just thinking activities, Stephen King is still pumping out novels. Your college professor is 68 and still explaining calculus. But competitive chess? Players retire in their 40s like NFL quarterbacks. If chess were purely intellectual, 60-year-olds would dominate with decades of wisdom. Instead, teenagers become world champions. Sound like a sport yet? Let's compare chess to actual Olympic sports. Archery versus chess. Physical exertion. Archery wins, barely. Mental focus? Tie. Global participation? Chess wins. Verdict? Pretty similar. Shooting versus chess. Physical exertion. Stand still and squeeze. Chess has more body stress. Risk of injury? Shooting has kickback. Chess has carpal tunnel from pressing the clock. Olympic status. Shooting is in, chess isn't. Verdict? If shooting is a sport, chess qualifies. At least chess players move more than one finger. Curling versus chess. Physical activity. Curling involves surprisingly intense sweeping. Strategy. Chess destroys curling. Ability to play while slightly drunk. Curling wins. Verdict. Both are oddly compelling at 2 a.m. Both make you wonder, wait, this is in the Olympics? Golf versus chess. Physical exertion. Golf involves walking and swinging. Unless you take a cart, then it's just swinging. Mental game. Chess wins. Verdict. Golf is in the Olympics. Golf also is a sport where the goal is to play less of it. Lowest score wins. I'm so good at golf, I barely had to golf. Make it make sense. Many Olympic sports have less physical demands than people think. Chess's mental intensity, global reach, and competitive structure often surpass them. Let's talk about the elephant in the RGB lit room, esports. If chess is debatable, what about League of Legends or Fortnite? The arguments against chess apply even more to esports. Players sitting down in gaming chairs that cost more than my first car. Just video games? No traditional athleticism, unless rage quitting is cardio. Yet esports are being considered for Olympic inclusion, believe it or not. Prize pools hit millions. Players train full-time. Millions watch globally. filling stadiums to watch people. Play video games. The line is arbitrary and constantly moving. It's less about logic and more about vibes and marketing. 100 years ago, women couldn't compete in most sports. 50 years ago, skateboarding wasn't a sport. 20 years ago, snowboarding was too extreme. Now, all Olympic sports. Breakdancing is in the Olympics. Breakdancing. Someone can windmill on their head for Olympic gold, but a chess grandmaster calculating 20 moves deep is just playing a board game. Maybe the real question isn't is chess a sport, but why are we gatekeeping what counts as athletic achievement? Verdict time. Is chess a sport? According to the International Olympic Committee and 200 countries, yes. According to traditional must-sweat definitions, debatable. According to Olympic inclusion, not yet, but maybe someday. Here's what we know. Chess ticks the boxes of international governance, global participation, skill, training and competition, physical demands, spectator appeal, and ethical standards. The only sticking point? Whether the physical component is enough. But compared to shooting, archery, curling and golf, chess holds its own. My take? Chess is absolutely a sport, just not a traditional sport. If we can accept that shooting a target is a sport, that riding a horse in a fancy pattern is a sport, that sweeping ice is a sport, then moving pieces on a board at the highest level of strategic competition absolutely qualifies. The real debate isn't whether chess is a sport. It's whether we are ready to accept that sports come in many forms, some loud and sweaty, others quiet and cerebral. Final answer, chess is a sport. Full stop. Just a different kind. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments. Bonus points if you can explain curling. And if you made it this far, you've officially spent more time thinking about the definition of sport than most people do in their entire lives. You've earned the subscribe button.